to the Church of All Due Respect.
The Church of All Due Respect.
We're here.
That's it.
That's it. And this is a podcast based in Nanaimo.
That's right.
We're Nanaimo's own podcast, and we're the people's podcast.
You know.
For the people.
We're trying to be here for the people.
We're trying to bring things to the people, and as you can see, we've stepped up our outfits.
Our attire.
Yeah.
Last time I was wearing a bathrobe.
Last time he didn't even get dressed.
Yeah, this time I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah, this time he got dressed because it's morning. And we're going to go to our jobs at our office.
That's right.
Because that's what we do.
We have business management.
Business management jobs.
Things to do.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a great show for everybody today, though.
We've got such a great show.
I'm really happy about it.
We like to thank our sponsor right off the bat, Posture Plug, for keeping us high and tight, keeping it straight up and tight for Jesus, keeping it Johnson straight, and yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good for your posture. It's good for your whole body to have good posture,
Isn't
and
it?
helps with pretty much everything. You know, it'll help with having sex. If you have a real straight back, it'll help with...
How will it help that?
Well, you know, just keeping a nice straight back is just really... It's a very erotic thing to do.
It's very erotic.
It's like, wow, that's an erect individual.
That's an erect... Yeah, like if someone is standing up so straight, you're like, well, they're not hiding anything.
Yeah.
Their heart is open. Is what you notice when someone's standing up straight, which I think is important.
Yeah. Man, you had to open up with the posture plug right off the bat, hey?
I didn't know we weren't.
I mean, I'm all down with the posture plug. I think it's a great product, but I think that it's just a lot for some of our new viewers out there.
Well,
this is...
I love the new viewers, and I want them to have great posture too.
That's fair. That's fair.
And you know what? The more people we know about this product, the more we can get it out there, and the more we can all start making money back.
And having good posture.
More posture.
More posture.
You add to the posture, or you get better. You take bad posture, you add.
It adds posture.
Add posture. I don't even know.
Posterity.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, learned something new about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what do we got on the notes?
Let's get to the topics.
Yeah, we have a note.
Let's get to the topics. Okay, so yesterday. What happened yesterday? I was sitting around thinking, boy, I like Wednesday so much because it was Wednesday, and
I'm listening.
Are you leaving?
No, I'm not. I'm just grabbing tea.
It's like right when I start telling my story about Wednesday.
You don't need no. I'm listening.
Okay. He's pouring tea. So.
It's morning time.
You're right. It's morning. We gotta have tea. So we'll be up all day. And so I started thinking about how I haven't been late for anything in a while and how good that feels.
Why were you thinking about that?
It just popped into my head.
Oh, you know, that's a bad sign.
I know.
No,
I know that now. It was literally foreshadowing, guys. When that happens to you, when you just start thinking, man, things are going pretty well. Why is that happening? And then, because I was just I used to be late for everything in my life all the time, whether I was meaning to or not. It would always happen.
I'm like that right now.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have that many things to get to, is what I'm saying. So if I'm late for those things, it's really at this point, just to get to these things on time is that's all I gotta do.
It's true. There's not a lot of stuff going on right now.
I have literally 3 things that I can't be late for, and that's it.
You ever find you just overwork, you over prep yourself for when you don't have a very busy schedule, you almost overwork it and overthink it, and then it ends up being over prepped, and then that makes you late somehow, and you end up staying home eating ice cream anyways.
Well, so here's what happened. I was sitting thinking about how great of a day it was. I was practicing my trombone songs, and I was just really getting into it. And I was like, I don't want to stop, but I gotta study now. And I was like, better check my email to see if to look at this video that the teacher sent, and then I see in this email that it was about a video for studying. It says, "Oh yeah, by the way, the test time has been changed to 1:00." The test.
Oh,
Instead of at 6:00 at night, it was changed to 1:00 in the afternoon, which is quite a big time difference. And he was like, "And you got to get your answers in by 5." And I saw this message at 4:24. I was like, shit.
Damn. And that's like your final, isn't it?
No, luckily not. But it's worth 30%.
Wow.
I think.
And this is one of your last classes that you need to graduate.
Yeah.
Isn't it your last class?
Yeah. But get this.
What happened?
I didn't start studying till that moment.
Oh my goodness.
And that's even the worst part.
You didn't do so well, did you?
I did. No. No. But, and so, like, it's okay to be disappointed in me. I'm disappointed in me. But...
I'm not disappointed in you.
But, no, the viewers.
Yeah, they're probably very disappointed. They're all probably shaking their heads like...
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, I could have done better, but there were so many things... Other things that happened this week that I just was thinking about. And it just was like,
What's going on?
Just, like everything, gotta stay home, have so much spare time that I was late to a test in my own house. And that's just what happened.
Oh, man.
And I just had to think about it the whole time.
Oh, it was an online test? You didn't even have to go anywhere for this?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god. You didn't even have to leave the house for this. Cursed.
No, it was an open book.
No, I've changed my opinion. I am disappointed in you now. It was open book, and you did it at home, and you missed it. That's not good.
I know.
I'm calling your mother.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying is like I just let myself really not do a good job.
Oh man,
oh,
you
boy,
probably knew it while it was happening though. Most of the time you can tell while it's going on. You're like, I'm sabotaging my life right now.
I was like, there goes grad school. The whole time I was writing this thing, I was like, I'm not going to grad school.
No, I had that thing today. Like, I had just like one last assignment to do.
Yeah.
And I did it.
Yeah. It was really disappointing to also realize how slow and bad of a typer I am.
You didn't do Mavis Beacon?
No, like I cheated at the typing lessons you'd have to do in school.
How do you cheat at those?
Like you'd peek and then just like cheat at it, and then so you're not actually learning anything. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's why I'm bad at it now.
People do that for keyboarding a lot too.
Yeah.
I think everybody's guilty for that at first.
Yeah, I think we all do a little bit of cheating here.
Little cheating here and there. Everybody cheats here and there. Get real. Come on, everybody does it. Here and there.
Yeah. Anyway.
So.
And so that's when it was a really true test for me to stay calm in that moment, because I was freaking out. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, you know what? I gotta just stay calm because it's not gonna happen if I freak out. And then after, I was like, well, see, I thought I was gonna have to be doing this test at night, and now I have all this free time in the day, but I did really bad. So I was like, am I gonna make the day ruined, or am I gonna make the day good? And that was my choice, and I had a great day.
Are you able to do the test?
Yeah, I did it. I still sent it in. Probably didn't do so good, but better luck next time. Just way she goes.
I'm sure, like, in these times, I'm sure your professor will be...
I sent the professor an email. I was like, whoa, I did not see the time change. And then I just was like, I sent in a really bad thing, like, that was late. But...
That happens.
It happens, but I was just, it's good to talk about it.
Yeah.
If anyone else is going through something like that right now out there, it's not so easy.
Oh, man, you know what's sweet?
What?
I'm going to have the capability to do live streaming with all of this set up.
Live streaming?
So, We could do call-ins potentially. To have a call-in show.
Live callers?
That'd be sweet.
On our show? That would be so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So stay tuned for all that to set up. Everything's just getting better and better. You notice that?
Yeah.
Learning.
Yeah. There's so many good things that are happening right now.
If at first you don't succeed, you got to try. If at first you don't succeed, you got to try. That's a song I learned when I was a youngin'.
Yeah.
I took part in what is his name? Something Foot, I think was his last name.
William Foot.
Maybe something like that.
Okay.
I always think it's Gordon Foot, and everyone.
Gordon Foot.
People are always just like, "You mean Gordon Lightfoot?"
Gordon Foot.
And I'm like, no. I think there's it might not be Gordon.
Someone Foot. Okay.
We should find that out. Oh well.
Okay.
So I took part in this concert, and he had all these like really inspirational songs that he wrote, and they just that was the first song I performed at the Port Theatre, and the only time. And I was we learned all these songs and they were awesome, and I think that like led to a lot of my life choices.
Wow.
You know, if at first you don't succeed, you gotta try.
You gotta try.
Yeah, you know, Yoda was shitting on trying. I'm not down with that.
Yeah, because like sometimes they say there's no such thing as trying. I'm like, well, then what am I doing all the time?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You gotta try.
I'm trying.
You gotta fail.
I'm failing, and I'm trying.
Gotta make it.
We're all doing it.
Yeah.
But what we also learned about was printmaking on the test.
Oh, on your test.
That's what I learned.
What is that?
Well, sometimes they do a relief or they carve it away, and then they put the ink on everything else, so it's like a stamp, and then so it's like in the negative.
Right.
And then intaglio is when they carved out everything else, so it's in the positive, I think, is what it is. Yep. So then that's how they did it. And then prints were really popular because then that's like kind of the first way that everyone could get art in their houses.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's why posters are popular now, because they're just like prints.
Ah.
And like that's why you can't buy, Starry Night, but you can get a poster of it for pretty cheap.
Right. That started it all.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So people would get like The Last Supper by Durer. And
bet you didn't know that.
Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. They would get that because it was a Protestant view of The Last Supper, so it was a bit more realistic than Leonardo's,
Oh, there's different Last Suppers?
Yeah, because the Last Supper, that's like the Catholic one, is like very aristocratic, and
that's Leonardo's.
Yes, okay. And so they have a big
and
banquet. Durer.
Sure.
Durer.
Right.
German. Not trying to make fun of it. The name. He was like trying to show that Jesus was not rich. He did not live in a palace.
Right.
He didn't have a lot of food.
Didn't have a big table.
No. There were a lot of people at a small-ish table.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like a table like this? You think all 12 were...
It was like this big, probably, and Jesus was like...
That's right.
And also his shows like the moment after he tells them all.
That what?
Wait.
Tells them what?
That he's betrayed.
That he's gay?
Yeah. Oh boy, that moment. Happy Easter, everybody. Because Jesus is gay. Yeah.
What does he tell them?
He tells them, like, one of you has betrayed me.
Oh, that's that moment.
Yeah, but then that's the Last Supper.
Judas.
But then this...
Does he know that it's Judas at that time?
But then I think that Durer's version is like him consoling them after.
Okay.
Rather than being like he's just said it. It's like a few moments later. I think.
That explains a lot of the picture. Like,
Well,
why is there a dagger going at him in the Leonardo one? There's that hand that's not attached to anybody else, it's not accounted for, and it's holding a dagger.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, we should look that up.
That seems like some kind of crazy conspiracy about that.
Well, yeah.
We didn't talk about that at all in my class.
I'm surprised, because it was like a big part of, remember Angels and Demons? And like...
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Well, it was a novel for a long time.
It was a book? Okay. I can't
Definitely didn't see it. And it was interesting. It had a lot of... I don't know if they were so factual. Maybe they're not. But he talked about the author Dan Brown. He found... that's a really good book. You should read it because it talks a lot about the conspiracy theories with the Catholic Church and stuff like that.
Okay.
You could listen to it on audiobook, okay? Maybe I'll try to draw pictures.
You could draw some pictures. You're gonna need to see it. I'm only doing picture books these days, so
I'm doing a lot of drawing right now just to get simple things across.
He's really helping me a lot with drawing things for me.
Yeah.
This whole process he drew.
That's how I got your driver's license.
Yeah.
A lot of drawing.
There's a lot of drawing there. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, remember the drawings.
You only had 8
Think
accidents.
Of the drawings. Only 8. And it's been 3 weeks, so I think I'm doing pretty good.
I think so too.
Yeah, 2 of those weeks I wasn't even driving.
First 10, you just get them out of the way.
Yeah. Get them out of the way.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone says. Get them out of the way in your first month.
Yeah. Just try to mess up really
Try
bad.
to mess up.
10 times.
That's what they always say. Try to mess up 10 times.
I messed up.
You also messed up yesterday.
Taking up a new sport that I actually... It's not a new sport, but it's new for me. It's called freeboarding.
Not new to the world.
It's called freeboarding.
Yeah.
And it's like snowboarding on the pavement. You get this longboard contraption.
Yeah.
I'll bring it in here sometime. I'm not going to get it right now. But it's got 6 wheels, and it's a snowboard on the pavement, and it's insane. So I actually put it away for several years after buying it because I had to do the music degree. And I couldn't break my wrist during that, and look at my hand. That's how close I got to break my wrist already.
Whoa.
And it's really good because once you have it down, you can stop right away and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And you can go really fast, but the learning curve is insane. And I got injured. I hurt my arm. I got a bunch of road rash on this arm right here.
Yeah, you're lucky he's wearing so much jacket and shirt because
I would show it off.
It's gross. It's
Yeah.
deep. It's to the bone. There's bone showing.
No, there's no.
He's not going to even go to the doctor because it's too dangerous right now.
It's too much corona.
You might as well just let it heal it like your, home medicine.
Yeah, I put some horsehair and a little bit of cheese
horsehair
in
wrap
there.
and some tea.
Yeah.
Some tea bags.
Oh, let's talk about tea.
Yeah, that's my next segue. Do you see that?
That was good.
Transition.
Nice.
Yeah. Next time we won't point it out.
Should we rep our sponsor before we
our
get into this?
sponsor, not
kombucha.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were gonna say it more better. Not kombucha.
It's not kombucha.
Mm-hmm. It's not kombucha at all, but it could be. Who knows? It's SCOBY.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Find out for yourself. Not kombucha. Clear up.
So tea. So
Tea.
so there's this real big bush outside my house.
There's a real big bush. Not like the ones we were talking about last episode.
It's kind of like a Bradshaw.
It's kind of a Bradshaw.
It's definitely a Bradshaw.
Oh yeah.
So I thought it was a rhododendron, but Chris.
Yeah, he said we were walking up the stairs the other day, and he said, "Oh, my rhododendron," was really blooming, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, that can't be a rhododendron, because I saw a rhododendron my whole life, and they all look different than that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Don't say anything. Don't bring it up.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Keep
it's
your,
too difficult.
Keep your stupid whore mouth shut about this dumb bush. And then, so I didn't say anything about it, but I was thinking about it, because I was like, what is that called? What have I been thinking about this whole time?
We found out that it's called a Japonica camellia.
Yeah.
Which is a...
Japanese winter rose.
Yeah, but it's related to... There's a Camellia sinensis, or Ciencia, and that is the tea. That's what we're drinking right here. That's just normal tea leaf. We found out that you can make tea out of these Japonica camellias, which is freaking dope.
Yeah, this definitely tastes like you could find it in a yard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but you could do it better because it'd be fresh.
Yeah, so...
Fresh yard.
All of those plants, they're real bushy. They got those... they do look similar to a rose, the flowers. Mm-hmm. They're red a lot of the time. So if you see those, they have the exact same caffeine that tea has in it, and the similar alkaloids that tea has. And you can make green tea and black tea, red tea, all of that stuff.
And they bloom from January to March, so they're out right now.
That's true.
Well,
and you can use the blooms too.
April, and you can use the flowers as vegetables.
Vegetables. We want to give a shout out to Country
Live. Ooh.
Whoa, what were they? Let's open up the laptop.
Okay.
Here, open that up. It'll be right there.
We gotta get this information.
Because they that's pretty good. They did a good job.
Oh.
Okay. Not this guy. We can talk about that in a second. Rain country. That's what we want to talk about.
Yeah, rain country.
That's
a big shout out to rain country.
Yeah, we were checking out your videos and they're pretty sweet actually. You guys have your like homestead ranch there, and
it was very
the amount
inspiring.
of things that you make is ridiculous, and all the jars, your jar and everything.
Heidi's making jars. She's making her own scobies, and we make scobies. We make kombucha.
We do. We're big kombuchas.
Yeah. Yeah, and so...
You ever try making something out of the SCOBY, Heidi?
Did you ever try to make a hat or a yarmulke or maybe a loincloth or a small vest for a rodent?
Because let me tell you something. The other day, well, Kirsten and I were messing around with one of the SCOBYs.
Throwing it around at the patio,
We were whipping it at the patio, and it was like a Frisbee that sticks really well, right?
Yeah.
And then we ended up just leaving it there out in the sun to see what happened to it.
Yeah.
And it turned into this leather-like substance that was so strong. Like, it was just like leather. And, like, I want to make stuff with it. It smelled vaguely like hamster, but...
Yeah.
But other than that, I think you could cover that scent up. But if you, like, formed
musk.
it in a hat...
Yes.
You could have a sweet... Is that vegan?
Yeah.
It's fairly vegan.
What's not vegan about it?
Well,
that it was
yeast
on
is
a
a
body?
living organism. I didn't consult the yeast before I dried it out. But I also brought it into its existence.
Well, I think it's not hurting anybody. It's probably fine.
Yeah?
It's probably fine.
Probably fine.
Sorry if it's not.
I don't know.
But am I? No. Scobies. If you bring the SCOBY into the world, you can take it out.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I think that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel sad about killing my scobies. You know, you get attached to them.
I do feel bad actually too when you say that. Yeah. Yeah, because you're like, well, if I kill it, then like, what happens to its soul?
And it made all that great tea for you. You know.
Yeah.
And like, does a SCOBY ever really get too old, or can you just like take care of them so that they live forever?
That's true.
You just get bigger and bigger and bigger until your whole apartment's just a nice, soft moist folds of SCOBY.
Folds.
I want to
try.
try.
Folds are very suggestive.
Oh my goodness.
That was something that we noticed.
That's a Mother Mary coming to you straight from God.
Yeah. that was outstanding.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked just like a vagina.
Looked like that.
It was great. We should have taken pictures.
We should have taken pictures, but it felt like I was, violating the SCOBY to take a picture of that.
Yeah, I felt
you
like
can't
that
get
too.
permission for that.
No.
So I think that might be wrong.
No.
That crosses a line.
That crosses a line, yeah.
Yeah, but then we came to the new word of the day, which is decoction.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
It means the process of putting plant material into water to extract things from it, which is basically making tea.
Yeah.
So, what was it called again?
Decoction.
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 So what's a concoction? Decoction, concoction. Those are opposites.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
We found a connection.
We're finally getting to the bottom.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Because when you're making a concoction, you're putting stuff in. When you're doing a decoction, you're taking it out.
Mm.
And then you're taking that out and you're leaving it behind, maybe,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. You're separating things when you're decocting.
But when you're concocting, you're adding them together. There we go. Hey guys, look at us discussing words.
Look at us, so smart with our
But
degrees.
we,
So
that
the
was
lady,
research.
Heidi, she made, she decocted
she
some
decocted
tea,
so
and
hard.
she said that it was too strong for her.
Yeah, she was like, if you don't need very much of this tea.
That's so sweet. There's this free source of caffeine.
Just in
and
yards.
immediately we start thinking about kombucha right away. We gotta be making free kombucha somehow.
From the yard.
We just go around the neighborhood, collecting the leaves from all the Japonica camellias.
Nobody even wants them.
Nobody.
Japonica camellia, come here. We'll have a little bucket. We'll have a little basket. We'll wear bonnets and we'll get them. That's what I'm thinking immediately. I'm gonna make a pie.
We're gonna make bonnets.
My life has changed from this plant.
I'm really excited to try making.
Yeah, and also
We just need to get bees. We were talking.
bees. Yeah.
To get the sugar.
If anyone has any bees that they don't want or
They
need a
help.
new home,
Yeah, if they need help.
need help
Taking care of the bees.
in exchange for giving us
I'd love to
honey,
learn how to make honey.
I would love to learn anything.
I am so stupid.
I am so dumb, you guys. Oh my god. Okay.
Look at our ties, though. Should we
Yeah,
talk
look
about
at our
briefly?
ties. This one has a giraffe on it, and a tiger,
And a zebra.
and a zebra,
tree.
and there's an elephant, but the elephant's wearing a saddle, and none of the other animals seem to be domesticated at all.
That's true. The elephant is a domestic elephant.
Yeah, they're making that clear.
I don't think anything is on here is domestic. I have a walrus, baby seal, some other various types of seals and sea lions. There's a leopard seal right there.
This is 100% silk.
I think mine is too.
Wow, the finest ties. This is my own tie from home.
That is my tie. For sakes.
This is my shirt and tie that I brought
This
from
is
my own
clearly
house.
not your clothing.
How is it clearly not mine?
Look, come on. Come on.
No.
That's okay.
They made, so she makes nut milk herself.
She makes a lot of nut milk.
She makes nut milk herself, and oh boy, yeah, in the yard. Not in the yard, probably in the house.
Probably in the house.
Yeah, but she makes it, and then there's what's left behind, the dried out nut pulp. She dries it over her stove, but she says when you're gonna dry something over a wood stove, make sure you put like a thin cotton cloth over it, or you'll get dust.
Oh yeah, everything around a wood stove is real dusty.
Everyone knows that.
I mean, people
She
who
said.
don't use a wood stove.
Well, she said everyone that
That's
has
true.
a wood
That's a
stove
little
knows
condescending.
That. No,
Coulda-
it wasn't.
Could have been without that. You're right. Okay.
Wait, I was condescending?
No.
No, okay, well,
Not everybody has a wood stove.
No, that's what she said. If you have a wood stove, you know.
That's true. I do know that. I guess I'm on the same page as her.
Yeah.
See, I keep on trying to get adversarial for some
I
reason.
know, you keep getting really,
I love her, and then something about me is not about her, maybe just about...
It's not about her.
Maybe it's the jealousy thing. I'm just
You're
jealous.
so jealous of her.
I'm very jealous. I'm sorry, I wish I had...
This is how it's coming out, folks. Yeah, we watched one too many videos of hers and he got mad.
It got to my core. I felt like I wasn't doing enough in life. I feel like
You're like, she's making all this stuff.
I'm a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know? No. She says you use nut pulp for flour. So she puts it in a coffee grinder that she uses different, not for coffee.
Right.
For just for other things, like eggshells and stuff.
Yeah, I was interested to see why she
didn't mention what she uses the eggshells for. Maybe she uses them for hair products.
See, I feel like she should have included that in her unconventional video of like...
Well, she probably does in some other video. You just gotta watch all of them, but you don't have the patience for that.
There's so many. She's so active.
I know, she's very active on there, because that's all she's doing.
That's
true. Making stuff and sharing it with us, which is so nice of her. I appreciate you, Heidi. Thank you.
That's true. And it was really inspirational, too, because, like...
Yeah.
If that's all you're doing, you're not going to need that much money. And so the little bit of money that she does get from YouTubing and whatnot, like, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Just sweet.
So sweet.
Remember her partner's name?
Patrick.
Patrick, right. He likes that cinnamon sugar.
Patrick loves cinnamon sugar, and she makes it herself for him, so he can have it in his breakfast. Which
oatmeal. Yeah,
oatmeal. I love oatmeal. I'm getting really good at making it these days.
Yeah. I got pretty good at it too.
It's like a nice treat for me now.
It's really good.
Which if you told me that I thought oatmeal would be a treat, I would laugh in your face.
Yeah. You didn't realize how tough times were gonna get.
I didn't know.
Until oatmeal becomes a treat. But it really is.
It is.
You know, we've been living in such a privileged state for so long.
So true.
You know.
Yeah. And here we are. Learning about that. So, she also, another hack that she taught us was if you have something in a bowl like that is hot and like you've cooked it on the stove and you don't want it to get cold, but the rest of what you're doing isn't ready, or maybe, you gotta wait to serve it, or you're gonna store it in the fridge. You put a plate over it, and then the plate acts as a lid for the bowl, you guys. We don't have any examples here.
Who the fuck didn't know that already?
Okay. Okay. Easy now.
Like,
man.
come on.
Man, easy.
Those are the types of things that...
It's nice to have someone lay it out there for you when you already know something, though. Think about how I felt. I was like, I know that.
Okay.
And think about how good that felt for me to know one of those things that she was talking about. Okay?
You're right.
Right? Because we got to be like, yeah, we know that. But think about people who make tea all the time. They're like, yeah, obviously, that's how you make tea.
There's that. Think about that. That makes me think of that... I think it was a comic that was going on around, and my brother told it to me, and he said, like, whenever there's something that most people know, like, let's say 90% of the people out there know it, then that means that there's 10% of the people that don't know anything about it yet. So you're obviously going to come across these people once in a while still, even though the vast majority of people know about it.
That's fun.
But and so just to recognize that, like, off the bat, that you are going to be the one that gets to tell people this, like, life-changing, menial pieces of information that become sort of, like, life-changing in a lot of ways.
That is fun, yeah.
You know, you get to be the person to bestow that on them. And rather than being, like, condescending, like, what? I can't believe you didn't fucking know that. Like, you freaking idiot. Then
because you, like, think about how many things you don't know.
So many. And,
like, where's that coming from when you're like, you idiot, you don't know that? It's like, it's just to be like, I know something that someone else doesn't know, finally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, boy, does that feel good.
Yeah.
But it feels so good to be able to tell someone something they didn't know.
Oh, yeah. It does.
In a nice way.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, and then she also said you could stack something on top of that plate, even. If you didn't, to save space in your fridge. That was a second part to that. And then she said she has a stainless steel teapot she used as a gravy boat.
Wow,
What?
we're talking about this video too much.
Dude, that's the point. It deserves to be talked about.
That's okay.
Okay?
All
I
right.
wrote down most of the stuff I
Do
wrote
you
down
have
was
more
about
of
this. No.
Oh my goodness, we're almost getting to the end of
No,
our
we're
list
not.
of stuff
No, we're
here.
not. We didn't even do the first page yet.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Okay, so
That felt quick.
you know how there's this whole coronavirus going around. Have you heard of it?
A little.
Okay, so there's this thing that if you come back with this sickness from anywhere, no, you don't even have to be sick. You just have to, if you were away somewhere,
Yeah.
you have to come back
And you have to quarantine
and you have
yourself.
to quarantine.
Yeah.
Which I learned today that quarantine used to mean, it comes from words derived, means
40 days.
40 days
Yeah.
is how long ships had to be quarantined offshore before they could come to the land, which I think makes sense. You know, if you're going to new land,
Imagine that.
keep the diseases out.
That would be so rough. You finally land in port after traveling overseas back
They're
in the
like,
old times. You have to hang out in port for 40 days. Oh my goodness.
Man, but at least you're not like afraid you're gonna die of the waves anymore.
That's true.
Or maybe that's still a concern.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's like to be on a big ship that's old. That'd be pretty crazy.
That would be crazy. People
Big-
obviously did it. That's so insane.
Big ships were like the craziest thing ever in like when they were a big popular thing.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
in like the 15th.
in terms of
century?
information traveling, that was part of the internet
Yeah.
forming.
Like that was like the main
precursor.
technology was
Yeah.
ships.
Yeah.
And they were huge, and that's so cool. So cool. And
So,
then
Oh yeah, this
so the couple, they come home.
where were we reading this from?
Where are we reading it
Back
from?
up.
Shawnigan Gazette. Is that what it was?
Cowichan.
No, I may have messed it up. Cowichan Gazette.
So
Those slimy slugs. Let's take it again. The Cowichan Gazette.
they wrote this report about, which I found very interesting.
Very interesting.
That there's this couple, undisclosed, unidentified.
Where are they?
They apparently came back from traveling, and
Where were they traveling?
they
Somewhere.
didn't say in the report. Yeah.
Just away.
Yeah. And they didn't want to quarantine themselves. They didn't want to follow the guidelines. So
They were like, nah.
So bylaw officer went over to their place and gave them some pamphlets, I'm pretty sure, about it. And was just like, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to stay inside.
He gave them some pamphlets like a school guidance counselor and
Yeah.
was like, hey guys,
But
I don't know if you've heard.
in the report, or in this news story, it said that he wanted to give them some sort of... it was really vague. He said that they didn't seem like they were going to comply. And he wanted to give them a ticket, but there's no ticket to give. There's not an official ticket to give yet.
There's no ticket.
For that. So they enforced this law, like the BC, or was it federal? I think it was BC government enforced this law for quarantining yourself, and you can go to jail if you don't. And but there's no official ticket to issue for it. So I guess it would have to be brought up in court or something like that.
They would have to really, really take you down for that one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But what was
Especially then,
interesting even about that is the guy, the bylaw officer, in his picture, what flower was he standing in front of? A rhododendron.
Oh, he was?
Case and point. Yeah, he was, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Fun. But, yeah, so the people were unidentified in the story.
Yeah.
Where they were came from was not told. And then at the end, it was like, if people aren't doing this, it would be a real failure for the community.
Yeah. Something like that. And it was, I get why they didn't identify them, but at the same time, I feel like they could just be pumping out stories like that willy-nilly in every single small community.
Yeah.
Just to keep, which I get, we want to be quarantining ourselves right now, but there's weird shit going on with the media. How much of
that is just gossip, Yeah. That's just like...
Well, a lot of the media I feel like is over, and maybe they're being guided by officials to do this, but they're being like over scare tactic-y to get people to stay in.
It's very true, and they're using the public shame thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, if you don't do this, like, people will be really mad at you. But it's like,
the other day I was
it's not any
skateboarding.
Individual's fault. If anything happens, it's like, everyone try their best, but
yeah, the other day I was like skateboarding by myself. I'd been self-isolating for for days, and I needed to get outside, so you're allowed to go for runs and stuff by yourself and shit like that, as long as you're not in a group of running club, obviously.
Yeah.
Can't do running club.
Our running club of 2 people has been canceled.
Making sacrifices. But I was riding my skateboard, and someone, maybe they just didn't like skateboarders, but they drove past me, and they were just like, "Fuck you!" They just yelled that at me. I was like, oh man, I hope that's one of my friends and they're just fucking with me, because if that's just what the random vibe is that is going on, people are just driving around, and like if somebody's outside.
Yeah, I wonder who that was. It wasn't me.
It wasn't anybody in your family, was it?
Yeah, it was my mom. She found you.
Oh goodness. Fuck you.
It's a good prank. It was April Fool's Day though, wasn't it?
No.
It's before that. It was just regular bullying.
It might have been April Fool's Day. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was weird. It kind of sucked.
Yeah, that's not nice to be yelled at.
Yeah, I was having a stressful day.
When you're outside.
Got yelled at? Someone just yells, "Fuck you," while driving by, and then they're gone. Like, and you still have to just be there with that ringing in your head. That makes
you think, yeah, even if you don't want it to bother you, it still does, because you're just like, what? Like,
it just makes you kind of, it like
my peace.
Even though I didn't take it seriously, it's like shit like that just kind of makes you question your community.
Yeah, you're like, who did that?
I don't. Yeah, like, why?
Why?
What's going on? Like, what is going on in their life that they do that? That's ridiculous.
That is weird.
Yeah.
But
people
be yelling things like out of their windows, and you can't take it all personally.
Yeah, maybe they were just singing a song, and that was just I just heard them.
Yeah,
right at
like,
the song break.
Fuck you.
Da, 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 fuck you.
That's the thing, is like you don't know it was at you at all. They could have been yelling at someone in the car with them. And
they could have been yelling at their baby, and I just got the overshot.
It's so true. They could have been yelling at a baby.
Yeah.
I'll see.
That makes me feel so much better.
Well, I could sleep happy now. And now what we gotta talk about is the Morphophallus cognac is a beautiful flower that you can have in your house. How
do we get onto flowers? We started looking at giant flowers.
Oh, how did we get to the
biggest flowers? And they're all from Sumatra. All of the biggest flower species, like the top 3, they all come from.
What's
Sumatra.
That word? A place?
Sumatra. It's an island. I can't remember. I think it's in. It's a jungle.
I feel like I can see the word, like I've read it.
Yeah.
Because I can read.
It's probably near the equator.
Yeah.
And they have these flowers there that
grow. Man.
They grow like this and bigger.
And that guy in the video.
Got right up in them. He
loved rare flowers.
He was like, "My friend told me the flowers bloom, and I jumped out of a train as soon as I could." He's so intense.
He jumped on a train. He jumped on a plane. He didn't care if it was in the rain. He was going to see those flowers, even if it made him insane. Because he loves flowers, and he's been waiting his whole life to see them. He climbed up some crazy hills to see them.
Yeah, he did.
And they all smelled like shit.
They all smelled like garbage.
And he got really close.
He was like, "This flower, It smells so bad.
Which is weird, because you know how, like, some small flowers smell good, but then you're like, if this was, like...
Roses really
if there
smell
was
like poo.
more of this...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it would smell
Outcast,
bad.
baby.
What?
Outcast, baby. They had it right. Andre 3000. Roses really smell like poo.
Roses really smell like poo. I don't like the smell of roses sometimes. Like, anything rose fragrant.
I really love the
bad.
smell of roses. I was just thinking earlier
But
today,
when
I
you
used
mix
to
that
have
smell
this.
with shit.
I used to have this syrup that was rose.
Rose, like, maple syrup?
No, it was just sugar and rose flavoring and water. But
Rose
you'd make drinks out of it. You'd add it to milk. You'd make this rose flavored milk drink.
Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Rose flavored milk.
And so these giant flowers, what are they called? Morphophallus?
Yeah, morphophallus.
Because most of them have this very phallic-like thing that comes up.
A shoot.
A shoot. Is that what it's called?
A stem.
Yeah.
Probably.
A stamen, perhaps. You ever hear that one? Stamen?
No, what
That's
is
the part.
that?
That's the. Imagine a lily, okay, and the part that sticks out, that the pollen and stuff is
Oh
on.
yeah, it had a huge stamen.
Stamen, yeah, that's the stamen.
No, and it had that part, like, they call it a devil's tongue, because the part that came out looked like...
That's the common name for the Morphophallus cognac, which is the
devil's tongue.
Yeah, they call that AKA devil's tongue.
Devil's
and that
tongue.
one's sweet because you can grow that one at home. You can't grow. It's really hard to grow these other giant ones at home. And there was this guy in Australia that made one, and it made world news.
World news.
It was crazy.
If you have one, please tell people
Please
about
tell
it.
people.
Don't keep it to yourself.
Don't be a
you
greedy
guys.
bastard.
No. There's not the time to sleep on that.
No. But you can grow the Morphophallus cognac one. It's not as big, but it's pretty freaking big for a flower, eh? And apparently it smells like shit too, so.
Yeah, they all smell like shit. He got so close, he was like, it smells like shit.
So close, so bad.
But, like, his shirt was kind of open. And the way that he approached these flowers looked like he wanted to make love to them a little bit. Which, I'm not judging if that's what you do to the flowers, but I think that they're so rare that maybe you should think twice about doing that.
I think they smell so bad.
I think they smell so bad. He said that one smelled like rotten meat.
You shouldn't put your dick in something that smells like rotten meat.
No, but you can still have intimacy.
That's true.
With the flowers.
That's very true.
Oh, what time is it? Island hopping time. Island hopping. Island hopping time. Island hopping, island hopping, island hopping. I'm gonna shit my pants for island hopping, island hopping. I really hope I land somewhere good today. Yeah, where are we gonna land today? Here we are. Yuquot.
Yuquot.
That's how we say that word.
It has 20 inhabitants, I think, right now.
Fewer than 20.
Fewer
Even
than 20?
less than 20 people. Which, when you think about 20 people, you're not allowed to be around that many people right now. So don't find that many.
Yeah.
But.
And.
What?
I was just gonna say.
What?
We're literally island hopping on this one.
Yes. Because it's
we're hopping to a different. Yeah. Nootka Island.
Nootka Island.
Yep. Which is an island off Nootka Sound, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I've been there one time.
You went there?
Yeah. I took a boat there when I was a child. You can take boats there. It's really expensive.
Why?
Apparently. But you can do it just for tourism. My family went there, and it is beautiful. It is so beautiful. All the stones there have been rolling against, because it's on the west coast of the island, so there's nothing breaking the waves, so the waves are quite intense.
Yes.
And so they roll the rocks there, and all the rocks are like polished, basically. They're all super round. And
that's cool.
Very beautiful. It's so picturesque. It's heaven on earth there. Wow. Yeah.
You can get there from Tassus or Gold River.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have to take a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's historical, apparently.
It was the first contact that Europeans had with the native peoples of British Columbia.
That's insane.
Which is quite interesting when you think about it. That's like, that's huge.
Yeah.
But we didn't hear about that till just today.
Yeah, you'd think that
we
would know the name Yuquot.
You'd think we'd hear that in school one time.
But now you guys know that, and you can tell your friends.
Now Yuquots know
Where
that.
was the first European contact in all of BC? Well, Yuquot. Yuquot.
Yeah.
And that was 1778 that happened?
Yeah, I think, well, that was when something happened. I wrote that down. I wrote down the date. And
you have 1778 dash and then nothing. So there's somebody call us in if you know what happened in 1778.
And Tassus was around in 1792. And that's when the Nootka Convention happened. And then that's when they, like Europe and like Canada, they were all trying to figure out the trade situation going on there.
Oh, right. Spain.
Fair trade. Yeah.
Yeah. Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they all wanted to trade with the First Nations.
Mm-hmm. They had some good stuff to trade.
Oh, yeah. Everything. All the survival.
They had all the shit.
Yeah.
But not anymore. And that's when they, in the 1920s or 30s, it was deemed a national historical site.
Sweet.
It's just very cool.
Yeah.
And in 1889, it had its first Roman Catholic church.
Oh, good.
And which is...
Get those built right away.
We got a note because we're a church.
That's true.
We're not affiliated with the Roman Catholic Church.
Hell no.
In any way.
No.
They won't return our calls. And then that brought us to another Y of the island. We hopped around some more, and we thought, this alphabet matches this alphabet letter, but nope, it's in a different place. And we went, woo, hopped, and we go, bam, and we landed.
There's a lot of interestingly named places on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is called Mibu?
Nope. Try again.
Weeboo?
Nope. Getting closer.
Tubu?
Almost. Youbou. Yeah.
Youbou.
Youbou.
Youbou. Yeah, that's out in the Cowichan Valley. I've been there before.
Yes. You've been to that place too.
Yeah.
It's on the Cowichan Lake.
I've never been to Yuquot, but I've been to Nootka Island.
Oh.
Nootka Island's pretty big.
So it's got many towns on it.
I think there's a couple of communities on it.
Communities, but this one only has fewer than 20 people. So if that's a town, it's not really a town. That's like a family.
That's like it's a family.
It's just like a house.
That's an extended family.
It's like a house and another house.
Yeah, that's two families that hate each other.
Two rival families. Oh boy. But they secretly love each other. 'Cause and then in Youbou, if you search up their Instagram location,
a lot of hotties.
You'll find a lot of hotties on there. And I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying that there were a lot of people at the lake with their buns out, and it was just endless young folks looking nice. Not too young. I'm saying. Appropriately aged folk.
20s.
20s.
Yes.
They were in their 20s.
They were a lot of good-looking 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah, their pictures on Instagram from Youbou, which is nice to see.
Yeah, like who are all these folks in Youbou? But it has 1,200 people living there, so there's a lot of people visiting, older relatives maybe, younger folk coming into town for the summer.
I can see it being a healthy place.
A lot of throwbacks to summer were happening, and they maybe were recent. I don't know, but I'm just saying a lot of hotties. So if you're looking for a hottie destination of the island, that's Youbou.
We found out that in Youbou, there's a myth.
Oh boy.
Dates back decades.
Forever, even maybe.
Maybe even forever.
Yeah.
It's called the beaver shark.
The beaver shark. The beaver shark is gonna bite your feet if you don't come in when the dinner bell rings at Camp Woodland. And they're gonna bite your feet, and you're gonna get the itch as well because the lake also has the itch. The lake has the itch.
Yeah, the lake does have the itch.
And all the tents have lice, but that's Camp Woodlands.
Yeah.
I made all that up. But
they have a beaver shark.
There's a beautiful illustration of it that I found. We'll put a link to it.
Half shark, half beaver.
It was a beautiful image. About to bite someone's feet.
That can happen. That's real.
Is it?
Yeah, that's real.
Or was it a metaphor?
For
a pervy creep. Swimming in the waters.
The beaver shark.
The beaver shark.
Sharking on those beavers.
Hunting for beeve.
I mean, everybody's hot there, so...
Everyone's hot at Youbou, so it
there's
makes
a lot of beaver
sense.
sharks
It
hanging
makes
out in
so
Youbou,
much sense.
Baby.
Yeah, I thought, like, is that a piranha? Nope. Beaver shark.
Yeah.
Weird.
I like it.
I liked it, too.
I'm a bit of a beaver shark myself.
Yeah, and that's another thing to note about Youbou is they have a closed logging road. It's open.
It's open now.
You can drive on it again.
I think it's the West Road.
West Road. And Luke was looking for some yarn.
Crochet yarn.
If anyone has any.
Hook Luke up in Youbou.
Yeah.
I have some. If I'm going through Youbou, I'll definitely bring it to you, too.
But they do also have some at Fields.
Yeah, Fields
available.
has a nice selection.
That's what we heard.
But I don't know if Fields is open anymore.
I don't know if it is.
I think it's gone the wayside.
Well,
like
it's hard to get yarn now, but that's what the people need.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You gotta spin your own these days out of cat wool.
Dude, that's so funny. I was just like collecting my cat wool today, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do collecting it.
You'll mark my words. I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna collect my cat's hair, and I'm gonna spin.
You can do it,
yarn.
Right? Because you can make.
And then we can make
fur
sweaters
out of little baby bunnies.
Yeah.
So you can do it out of a kitty cat.
Yeah.
Out of a baby puppy too, like a Dalmatian. Are people still making Dalmatian coats?
I hope so.
You don't see a lot of Dalmatians anymore.
Just
Why
retired
is that?
because they're all burned up.
What?
They all got burned up because they're all fighting the fires.
Oh my god, their jobs killed them. They were all fighting fires and now they died?
That's why they call it a hot dog, is to commemorate the Dalmatians.
Oh my god, those were all Dalmatians.
No, they didn't make the hot dogs of it.
Well, do you remember when we were on the ferry in the summer? And then right after they announced that there was a whale off the side, and then they were like, hey, everyone, look at this whale. And then no one could see the whale, and then they were like, fresh hot dogs are now available. And we were like, that was really quick after they said that thing about the whales. And then...
Yeah, like, we didn't see that whale.
Fresh hot dogs.
All of a sudden, all these
fresh
hot dogs are
And, like, when have you ever been on the ferry and they've announced the hot dogs? No, not one other time.
That's the only time I heard it, is after we got real close to those whales.
Was there like a children's birthday party that was like, please tell us when there's more hot dogs? That was the only other thing I can think of that they would announce.
I bet you they got a hot dog processing plant right in the hull of the ship.
Just like automatically it's in the propeller, and that's what the propeller's doing.
Like, aim for the whales.
Aim for the whales, guys, because we need more.
We need more hot dogs.
We need more hot dogs. Pronto, these people.
Cafeteria calls them down. It's like, Captain, you gotta find some more whales to run over.
Captain.
We're running low on hot dogs again. Dear God.
Dear God.
I'm gonna murder some whales right away.
And that's why there's no whales in this sound anymore, because...
Well, we live in the sound?
I mean, not the sound, the sea.
Yeah. You can't just be swapping sea terms like that. They don't mean certain things.
They don't mean the same thing.
You'll be misguiding a sailor into some rocks.
What is a sound?
A sound is
when it goes in around? Small.
Yeah.
Between two mountain islands?
Yeah. I think it's like a bay almost, but I don't know. Maybe we should look it up.
Should we?
You got your phone with you?
No.
No. Me neither.
I don't think it. I think that people, if they want to know, they can like
They can go
tune in next episode because we're gonna know then. Not what you said.
Okay.
But if you do, you should go fuck yourself too.
Because that's a healthy thing to
It's
do.
a healthy thing to do.
Yeah. What do we got here?
Well, I mean, that's it.
Oh, we did go through it all now.
Yeah, I mean,
All of
that's
our
all we
notes.
have.
Yeah.
But what else do you want to talk about? Anything? Got any other ideas? Got any other topics? Anything you want to say?
Well, I'm going to be making lots of shirts pretty soon for the church.
Yeah. So get your sizes in.
Get your sizes in.
Email us.
Yeah. I'm really
Check out our
excited to be
Facebook
able
page.
to do the call-ins pretty soon. Maybe.
And please note that we are also on Instagram.
That's true.
And we both have access to the account. So if you want to message both of us, you can.
Yep.
In the one account.
In the one account. If you want to reach
But
us
if you
individually,
want to message one of us about the other one of us,
don't use that
don't
account.
use that account because it's seen by both of us.
Yeah.
And it can get very confusing and hurtful.
If you want to shit talk one of us,
please do that privately.
do that privately.
Or very publicly.
Because if you send
One
a
or the other.
message on the dual Instagram on the Church of All Due Respect, and it's for a curse, and I see it, oh baby, I'm gonna have a field day. So
Oh, yeah. He's going to pretend to be me.
I will post
He's not going to be nice about it.
lots of terrible things that will scar.
Yeah, so I think that's worth noting to our fans
Mm.
that, be careful out there on the internet. Don't send texts to people that you're talking to shit about, because that's not good. Don't talk shit about people in general, but don't do it on a text that is to them.
Did this happen to you?
No.
Are you passive aggressively?
No, I'm just
poking at
saying. No,
somebody?
I'm just saying
Okay.
that would be a bad thing
That
to have
would be.
happen.
Yeah.
Think about how bad that would feel.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to, congratulate you for finishing your semester.
I
You
didn't.
done yet?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You should
I'll wait.
not congratulate me. I did a bad job.
I'll wait for that then. I still have some
I
things to
still
do
have
as well.
weeks left. Is school done yet?
It's really, I think April 9th is the last day to hand stuff in.
I still have 4 weeks of lessons to do.
What?
I know, dude.
How did that happen?
Because we're trombone players and we fucked up. We got lazy. One of us got hit in the head really hard and then had to lay down.
Oh boy. Was that you?
Boning's getting hard when you get hit too hard, and yeah.
Did
no,
your
it
teacher
wasn't
get
me.
knocked in the head?
Yeah, he got hit in the head.
Oh shit.
His son threw a ball at his face.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it
Get
was
rid
in
of
a
him.
game. But that's why you shouldn't play catch with your son.
Shouldn't play games
Because
with the
it'll
kids.
make it harder for you to bone with cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's the lesson here.
Yeah. But you finish those up, and then you'll be done.
Finish those up and then spick and span. Are you allowed to say that anymore? I was thinking, is that racist? I thought that the
that
other day and
might
I
be.
accidentally said it.
That's a real good question.
Because I was thinking, like, where did that come from?
Because you're not, spick's no good. You can't
You
be saying
can't say that, but
Yeah.
span? But it means
I don't-
clean. It means like you just
Yeah.
clean something.
But there's that,
I don't even know what that
I don't
means.
know.
I feel like it came from Disney, which makes me think that it's racist.
probably.
Well, I'm sorry that I said it.
Oh, that's fine.
No, I am.
You didn't say it with
No,
malintent.
no, I did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Let me fix this thing.
See?
That's falling apart.
Who made this?
That was made by a coworker of my roommate.
Okay,
That
so
was a gift.
it's just some, yeah.
Some beautiful, do you know anything about that? Do you know what that's called?
That's a hand with a soul in it with a bird, and it's flying, and elephant. And an eye, third eye. And telling the future, and praying, and meditating
okay.
a lot.
Alright.
And
yeah.
like, yeah,
Oh,
inside.
I do want to talk about something that I
Yeah.
was thinking about today. I wanted to tell you about it a little
You
bit.
want to tell me about
Yeah.
it? Oh, tell me about it.
So when I was a kid, I was just about to fall asleep, I'm over the last couple of weeks I've been remembering that I used to do all these mental exercises when I was falling asleep, and basically just playing games with mind, right? And so I just thought it was very interesting, and they definitely help with like dream yoga and stuff like this.
Dream yoga.
And so I'm realizing that I had this like intuitive inclination to explore the different qualities of mind, and so like several things were arising out of this, like realizations, like for example, one's thoughts as one is transitioning over into like into the dream state when you're sleeping, the thoughts themselves will transform or blossom or unfold into the dream, and there's a point in which, in terms of your experience, you now like enter that thought, and that thought becomes an actual realm or reality for you to explore and navigate and maneuver around in.
Like a place, a location.
Yeah. And so, and I noticed that there's that I just noticed that, and I thought that was really peculiar and fascinating as a kid, and I used to play with that quite often when I was falling asleep, noticing that created some sort of reliability of where my dreams would take me, you know? And so like if I could hold certain qualities of thought or certain thoughts in my head, that would take me to a certain dream space. And other stuff too, like I was remembering that I used to do this, and a lot of it was just noticing what was going on in my mind. A lot of the times when I was falling asleep, I would notice that my mind would have a certain gradient to it in terms of the visual feedback that I was getting from it. And the top part of my mind's eye would look like fuzzy gray from like a TV screen that's just getting static, right?
Yeah.
And it would be brighter. And then as I pointed my gaze downwards with my closed eyes, just looking at my mind, it would get darker. And so it would enter this state a lot when I was falling asleep. And so, and I would the way that I had this intuitive sort of sense of how to play with it and how to manipulate this. And so what I would do is I used to love making stories up in my head about characters or things. And so what I would do is I would almost call to the fuzzy gray areas that were mostly up in the corners and up in the top sort of little tiny bit of that perspective, and stuff would manifest from there. It would ideas and things and characters. I could build my characters from that, and this was way before I was exposed to video game avatars or anything like that. And so the character would then enter, or the thing would enter the dark space that was underneath, and that would become, and things would then populate its environment, and it would be like a video game though, where this individual would be experiencing his or her or its environment, and you'd be adding there'd be stuff coming from the sort of staticky area, and then eventually, as like I said before, this would become, you'd eventually fall asleep and you would enter into this space. So it was very interesting, like having the ability to build a playground in which to enter into, and then that becomes one's full experience, just like waking life.
Yeah, I can definitely find that's easier to do, like if I'm going back to sleep. now.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be able to do that right away when going into sleep is harder. But yeah, that's so cool when it like when you just relax but you let your mind, yeah, like you can just truly see things turn into like an environment and just a thought, and you're like, whoa, am I here? And then you can kind of pull back and be like, no, I'm asleep. I'm falling asleep. And then you can kind of be like, oh, okay, well, like, then let's, like,
explore this.
Yeah, keep things light, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get too scary, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of, like, very small details in my dreams that have been making it easier for me to know that it's a dream.
Oh, yeah, like
right
what?
away. Like, a lot of them have been, just, like if there's a loose thread or something, or if something is sewn. Like, I noticed one of my sleeves was sewn, and I was like, oh, that's not like that in real life. So it's, like, something that I know is not like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that it would show me, be like, oh, this is obviously a dream.
Right.
Like, yeah, just different things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, lucid dreaming is very bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very under-talked about thing, but I think that with virtual reality sort of coming up in people's minds, I think more and more people are going to realize that mind itself is a type of virtual reality. It has all of the ability to, it's just part of its nature.
Yeah.
And like through meditation, you know, like it becomes quite clear that mind itself is quite empty, and that's why it is a type of virtual reality.
Yeah.
It's just a place of emptiness for which experiences to pass through.
Mm-hmm. And oh man, what was I gonna say? No. I don't know.
It's out.
Damn it.
It's out of there. Yeah, so I'm just remembering all this stuff, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
what? I was remembered what I was gonna say.
And I feel like, you know, I've had a lot of lucid dreams,
mm-hmm.
and I've had an out of body experience before,
mm-hmm.
and when I was having my out of body experience, a lot of this stuff started coming back to me, where I was remembering all of this. In reality, it was training. It was, you know, I was training. All of these things were exercises in which to train certain elements of mind, controlling one's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And during the out of body experience, like, I'll get more into that probably later.
Yeah.
But
we should talk about that in a future episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But a lot of that started coming back to me. All of this training that I had put in place, you know, of being able to have a conversation with one's own mind, you know, and, you know, when I'm trying to manifest something from the fuzzy area and bring it down into the dark area, there's a method to that that's intuitive, but it's in times of like really intense experiences. Sometimes, you know, if like the calm, if you're not calm, then it can be hard to remember how to do that in the
mm-hmm.
moment. And I was really thankful that, you know, I had done all this, you know, as a child, just like done all these exercises just intuitively as play, and able to ask for things, ask for certain elements of one's mind, of one's
mm-hmm.
mental experiences, and to attract them to come down and you know, be a part of experience. It's pretty vague, I guess, what I'm saying, but
no, I know what you mean, like being able to like control your mind in a way to
mm-hmm.
like even like using that when a challenging emotion comes up, to be able to just be like, well, I'm in control of my mind, so I can like observe those thoughts and like allow yourself to draw something else into that moment, like be more calm than maybe you otherwise would be if you thought that you didn't have any control over that. And yeah, like lucid dreaming, what I was going to say about that is that you can do it even if you've just heard about it. Like, you don't have, like, that's the phenomenon about it is...
Yeah, you don't even have to know about it.
You don't even have to know how to do it. It's like, sometimes people just hear about it, and they didn't hear about it before, and then all of a sudden they can do it, just because they know that it's a thing now.
Or they hear about it, and they're like, oh, I do that. I didn't know it was called lucid dreaming.
Yeah, a lot of people do, and they don't know it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think everyone is capable of doing it.
I think so, too. I mean, as long as you're sleeping, not everybody has the capability to sleep.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Very well. But...
That's true.
I think it's important for some reason. I feel like it's deeply important, but I can't really pinpoint why.
I feel like it tells me a lot of things.
Yeah, it definitely is very insightful.
Yeah.
And it's a conversation with one's subconscious.
Yeah.
And there can be certain divinatory types of occurrences that can happen from looking at your dreams too.
Yeah.
Like I've had some dreams that have come true for sure, and that could just be, you know, one's subconscious just adding up the pieces and adding up the equation of one's life and sort of projecting a good possibility of the future. But even that itself is amazing, and we don't, if our subconscious has the ability to do that, then like, holy shit, we should be cultivating that ability.
Dreams do come true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I have dreams that I'm like accidentally killing babies, that means I'm probably sleeping too much.
Yeah.
Is what I'm interpreting it.
Yeah. Man, I'm so happy I used to have the most fucked up nightmares as a kid and teenager, and it was so bizarre.
Like what? Like how fucked up?
Ah, man, like pretty messed up. Like my most messed up experience sleeping that I've had was like a waking dream where I used to have pretty intense arachnophobia, especially when I was falling asleep, and I used to get these images in my mind of spiders up close, just moving, and like really up close though, like super magnified. I could see their joints and stuff like that. And so I used to have these dreams, and I was having this one really intense one this one night that it was like right up in my face, and I could see my fingers and stuff tearing it apart, and I was traumatized by this dream, and I woke up in the morning, and there on my carpet was a spider's body with all of its legs taken off.
It wasn't a dream.
Dude. I think when I was like 8 or 9 years old, like I had this, I used to sleepwalk, right? I think I
spider.
I grabbed a spider when I was
limb
asleep.
from
Yeah,
limb.
I think so. And I was like, let me just take this down.
That's pretty, that is pretty traumatic, because then you were feeling actually afraid of that.
It was weird.
But you did it in real life. That's something that is
shit.
like horror movie scary that I keep thinking about recently, is like, that's what I have dreams about.
Dude,
that
imagine if my mom came in and she found me there, like, what are you doing here?
And then you like, you like scream, and your eyes are like all like huge and like just dark circles.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Spiders crawl out of my mouth.
Oh man. I feel like I have a dream that like I get like really drunk or like on drugs or something, and then I just like do just uncontrollable stuff that's like so scary that like I'm just like, I'll just get in a car and just start driving, and I'm just like going, and I'm like, this is crazy, like this is so dangerous, and then I just like get in an accident, and then I'm like, oh, it's fine, and then I'll just run away. Like I've had so many like vivid car accident dreams where I just like, I'm so scared, but then I just have to like figure out what to do, because I'm just like, what happened? Like, but I'm so drunk that I don't know what to do. Like,
I wonder
so
if
crazy.
you're like I wonder if sometimes when we're dreaming, we're just observing through someone else's life,
right?
For a moment. There's so many drunk drivers.
It feels like it, because you're like, whoa, it feels so real for a second, and then you're like, whoa. But then you can kind of tell it's a dream. Like, whenever I'm, like, in that really emotional place in a dream where I'm like, oh my god, like, this cannot be real, then I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's not. And then I'm like, oh, right, it isn't. You know? I feel like most people maybe have that ability to be like, oh, it's like when they're getting really emotional in a dream, to be like, it's fine. Like, deep down, you know it's a dream. Even if you can't get out of it, you know it's a dream and you're probably fine. But, like, I mean, sometimes you don't know that.
Sometimes I have these dreams that I'm like fighting with my family. I'm just like causing beef with my family, and like,
those are the
I would
worst.
never want to do that in real life.
Yeah.
It's just like,
but yeah, sometimes you have like sometimes I have dreams that I like fight people, and I'm like, and then because I think that like I would have really aggressive fighting people dreams like a few years ago, where I don't have them as much anymore. But like, I think that's just because I wouldn't ever want to fight someone in real life, but it's like maybe like a part of my brain needed to act that out. So it's kind of like you got to do it at some point, and you just got to do it in your brain. Yeah. Like punch somebody, I would just run up and just punch people in the face, like, yeah. But it was like whenever I try to punch someone, I miss.
Or like or it slows down.
Yeah, and like you can't.
Yeah.
You try to run and you can't.
And a lot of the times in a dream, I'm not even punching somebody else. I'm very frustrated. Yeah. And I'm punching a wall. And I want to hurt myself, but I can't even hurt myself. Yeah. You know? And it's just like, it just like slows down. I don't know. But that hasn't happened in a few years. I think I was in the midst of doing the school and breaking up with a girlfriend.
It's a stressful time.
It was, a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
I bet the bad dreams happen in that time.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably all we have.
I'm happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Yeah. Do we have one more sponsor we want to give a shout out?
And it is Dirty Hand-Me-Downs. Try it again. Grease candles.
I didn't bring any in today.
You didn't bring any in today?
Bring them in
yeah,
next
literally
time.
Everything that you didn't bring in today is in the next room.
That's true. It's all right over there. But grease candles, they're great. They're great.
Yeah.
They're cheap.
They're cheap.
If you have bacon grease that you want to donate or jars to grease candles, they will turn them into candles.
Yeah, we are taking jar donations of any kind, as well as bottle donations.
That's true.
And money donations to the church.
That's
any
true.
Kind of donations.
That's very true.
Very true.
Yeah.
If you have clean, unused blank T-shirts, we're also taking those.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have a pack laying around, sauce it to us.
Yeah.
And also, we have another sponsor that just joined us today.
Yeah.
We're very excited to have them.
Yep.
And they are
Dirty
Hand-Me-Downs. So, sometimes you want some clothes and you don't have a lot of money.
For them.
You don't gotta pay for them because you ain't got no money.
Yeah.
Because the EI's not coming through so fast than you thought. But you need clothes because you're outgrowing your other clothes, because your muscles are getting so big, because you're working out so much, because you're trapped in a cage. Yes. So what you gotta do is you gotta get Dirty Hand-Me-Downs. They're previously worn in. They're not fancy. They are a little dirty, but they're cheap. And they look cool.
Yeah.
And boy, do they fit.
Yeah.
And you look fit.
Yeah, and they smell okay.
You look fit. That means hot in Britain.
Nice.
Yeah, but it also means in shape in America. Either way is good.
Yes.
Yes. So now our exit song.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goodbye, goodbye,
goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye,
goodbye.
Goodbye. That was one note goodbye.
Love you.